I don't use a lot of big gear at the moment. I've tended to, in recent years, just to shoot with quite a small camera because I can carry it in my pocket. Because it is mainly the ideas and the works that I'm interested in, above all else. I almost never shoot film now. I actually find using digital camera more fun. I like the immediacy of it. There have been times in my life where I've been pretty interested in Dali, and I went to Cadaqués in Spain, saw his house, but 4 or 5 years ago I came into a new appreciation of just how good he was, and for some months I really did pursue his work pretty heavily. And this is the picture that came out in the end. Funny enough, that was the end of that particular chapter of interest in Dali. This might have been the cure. Here's my newest picture. It's actually not in the show, but we decided to include it here anyway. Sometimes I'll work on a photograph for a long time. I'll keep taking it, then I'll put it aside, then I'll go back to it, and there are some pictures that I've had in mind even for some years. But there's another kind of photograph that I get, and that's one that'll sometimes just come straight at me without any pre-planning at all. It's something I see, and I can just take a picture within minutes. The whole thing has been completed. And this picture of this, it is actually a pumpkin, is an example. I saw some of these for sale and took that photograph. After that, I couldn't bear to actually eat that pumpkin. It's saved its life. But I particularly, and I decided that's right, I'd print that up, and it's been quite a popular photograph. That one there was taken. I did a residency for 4 months in Invercargill. Some people think that sounds like a sentence, but it wasn't. It was actually fun. No, it was a lot of fun. And again, this is how that can happen. It was night time. I was walking past a bus shelter, and I just happened to notice this ice cream that someone had abandoned and left on the seat. My theory is that this person had to get on the bus and couldn't take the ice cream onto the bus. But that's a speculation. The one up there of those ebony figures has another background. When I see ebony figures like that, I buy them because I do have I have an ambition to make some jewellery, and I needed some ebony. It's funny, I spoke to Warwick Freeman, famous New Zealand jeweller, about it. I said to him rather hesitantly, "Oh, Warwick, look, I'm starting to work on some jewellery." And he said, "That's all right, Peter, I've started taking some photographs." Oh, gosh. But after this, and I just put those two together, and I like the conjunction of them. And needless to say, I can't bear to cut those ones up. But I have got quite a lot of these elephants running around my house at the moment. They seem to, I can't resist buying them whenever I see them now. The picture of the rose is about 3 years old, maybe 2. I put it on my wall. I printed one, put it on my wall, just to think about it. I was concerned at first it might be a bit soft. But it seems to be actually growing on me, which is good news. It seems to be, and that's a real test for me, because as I keep going back to it, it sticks to the ribs, so to speak. One of the camellia on the right also is very recent, and that's another one that came to me very spontaneously. I have a part-time casual helper, and one of her jobs is to pick flowers in the garden and put them in vases for me. And I just noticed that she'd picked this camellia and put it in that little vase. And there we are. And that would be one of the most popular pictures that I have made for quite a long time. I don't really want titles on my pictures because I don't like a title which is going to somehow predispose the viewing. I'd rather just leave it completely open, because I hadn't actually thought of that. I hadn't actually thought of that like as one of those bonnet ornaments. I'd actually thought of that as reminding me of Winged Victory. But then someone else, but I don't want to call it Winged Victory because you can see what can happen. I'd rather make sure that. And so my titles are very banal. It is clear that there are some themes that I keep going back to. Just how big is this thing that I'm looking at is one. Is it real or not is another. I don't get up in the morning and think, I'm going to take a photograph on a particular theme. I just try and not think. I mean, I like to speculate afterwards, but I never think beforehand, I don't think. What is a bit lucky for me is that I've got quite a wide range of interests, and that nourishes my work. And I think another thing that nourishes my work is that I came into photography relatively late. I came in my 30s. And so I've had quite a bit of experience. This question about do I have favourites? Yes. And it always seems to be my most recent photo. I'm not just trying to be smart there, but it's my most recent one that I tend to be most interested in. The picture of that sheep carcass that we saw in the other room, I've taken that photograph before. And I really get fun out of that, when I go back over my photo and think, gosh, look at that. And I like to go back into my archives and pull photos out and put them together. Sometimes I think my photographic career has been a bit like a spiral. I will come to a point here in the spiral, take a photograph, and I've actually taken it at a point below it on previous occasions. Again, it's nothing I do intentionally, but I do notice the similar pictures recurring. Thank you very much for coming.